In June 2023, I made my first 10K month, making $11,040.47 from editing 10 videos working with my dream clients. So this is like a collection of pictures that I've got here to show that I'm not bullshit. I'm not here to talk about AI editing too. So if you're here to learn about AI or TikTok or any of that, this is not for you. This is a video made for editors who are, trying to scale their businesses and trying to make more money from it and work with bigger clients. So if that's you, this is me showing you, these are the images. You can trust me because look, I'll show you. So this is this is just the one of the tables at the office. You can see here that's Sharky's FIFA card. This is just the same desk when we were just talking. This is me and Sharky, so that's him and that's me. He put this on his Snapchat story, and I don't know if I can find the image. I'll try and put it up, but if I find it, you'll see it's like my friend asking me on Discord. He was like, dude, is this you? What the fuck? And I didn't tell anyone that I'd worked with Sharky at the time. It kind of just happened. And I was like, yeah, we were just getting food because we were hungry. It's like, what the fuck? That's so crazy. And I'm like, I'm just playing it nonchalant because I'm cool. But anyways, this is us setting it up, setting up the mics and stuff. This was us playing Coop. So this was right before we got food. You can see that's Sharky in his France kit. This is a video. This was actually my idea. Like, I think some people might get annoyed, but like, this is my idea where for the finale, to stir up some like shit talking, we would pour water on a football kit or his football kit, and you can see that's me in my really geeky goatee and all blue fit. But yeah, whatever. That's me. This is me. You can see here. This is more proof. It's 16th of June 2023. That's my terrible handwriting. And that is me. That is a chunky looking me. And this is also Nico Milan. I worked with Nico Milan at the same time as well. So this is him back when he first DM'd me. You can see he's got less followers than he does now. Asked me to do some motion graphics, and then this is me doing motion graphics on his video. So that's my way of proving. And that's basically just my proof to tell you that I am legit, and I've been editing for a few years now, so I know what I'm doing. And this is here to help you with your journey to 10K per month, right? So I have a question, and it's for you. If you could become a millionaire, would you start 1 million businesses and scale them to $1? Or would you start one business and scale it to 1 million? Now you're probably thinking like, I'm not an idiot. I'm obviously going to start one business and scale it to 1 million, because it'd be so difficult to start 1 million businesses and, scaling them to $1. So for you as an editor, would you rather, if you were to make 10K a month from editing, would you edit 10,000 videos for $1, or do you edit 10 videos for $1,000 each? Well, this is kind of what I did, except there was a bit more of a price variation. But you would obviously pick 10 videos for $1,000 each, because imagine trying to edit 10,000 videos in 30 days. That sounds almost impossible. You'd have to get like some software automation for this, some crazy software automation. So yeah, I first started editing my own videos, and then I took my first paid video in 2021 for $10. And now I charge over $2,500 per video. So this is me talking to a client in May 2021. This was like after I had collected like a bunch of different free, like I made my own portfolio on Behance. I started editing for my friends and myself, and they were like, you can probably make money off of this. And I'm like, I don't think so. Like maybe on Fiverr, but those are for like wedding videos. Those are like top standard. And they're looking at me and I'm like, do you think like these people who work at weddings, A, go on Fiverr, and B, do you think they, do you think they're really getting paid like $10, $50? And I'm like, I mean, yeah, I don't imagine people getting paid a lot for stuff like video editing. It just seems really easy. Boy, was that a mistake. So I eventually got around to trying to land clients. Looking at these clips, and it should be around $10, but if you aren't in agreement with the price too much, I'm willing to negotiate. So obviously the guy's like, dude, of course we can do $10, send me your PayPal. So he's like, this idiot kid, he's like, he doesn't realize what kind of deal I'm getting. So yeah, sent me the money, and then the general payment was made. You can see in 2021. So this is also in May 7th. You can see here the payment went through for just under £7. So yeah, that was I remember this feeling. Like, I wish I could go back to this feeling, because it was just the single greatest feeling in the world. I genuinely don't think I ever felt anything better in my life apart from this feeling. It was insane. So yeah, but now I'm at a point where I can obviously, like, for all these blurred and the scribble outs, is like, I want to keep the client details safe. But you can see here £2,000 for a video editing services, and it is for one video, because, well, those are just my prices. And if you don't believe me, well, stick around and you'll find out how I can prove that. So £2,000 sterling, that's over $2,500 US. So there you go. Now, if you aren't making money from editing, 90% of the time is because you don't even believe in your own skill set. And I know this because this was me. This had happened to me. So the month after I had worked with the guy for $10, I started instantly increasing my rates. Like, I'm talking 10 to 12 to 15 to 20 to 25, and then 30, and then $32, $33. So literally like a month and a half after, I start trying to land this client, and he's like, channels have been doing well. How much do you think you'd charge per video? And I'm like, $32. Now, $30 is one thing, but if somebody's pushing it to like 32, it is obviously, and this was me, it's because I didn't believe that anybody in their right mind would go over $33 for a video. I just thought it was so inhumane for somebody to pay over $30 to $40. $40 was unheard of for me. So he's like, $32 for what's equivalent on my channel right now? And I'm like, no, I can do it even better, because I roasted him earlier. I didn't realize that it was his channel. And he's like, my boy, that's too low. And then when he sent this message, I got so scared. I was like, I thought you were gonna say that's too high. Yeah, just under a year later, I land another client, and this is another thing where it's like, I charge this guy. So after this is the client that I worked with, and then we scaled to $50 per video. He gave me $50. So 50 was my limit. So I tried to push for like $100 and $150, and he's got, this new client that I worked straight after. He says, I forgot to mention, but I pay my editors $225 per video. So I was like, oh, I'm like, your pay is better, and all the motivation to, perfect your videos by deadlines, which I didn't. But I was so scared, because I was charging this guy $100 and $150, thinking I'm overcharging. So now I'm at a point like where hundreds and hundreds of dollars is possible. Now, obviously, $100 for a video is a lot more normalized, but in my mind back then, it was just so unheard of. So I know what it's like to not feel like you're making enough money from editing, and I can guarantee you it is because you're not charging what you're worth. There's been many. These are just one of many instances where I undercharge myself, and stuff like this, $2,500. I just think it's so, you kind of normal now. It's just I don't really think much of it. I think it's very normal to charge this amount. Hell, I could probably, like, in less than a year's time start charging like 4, 5, and I would have no problem with it. But the reason why I'm making this video is because you can scale so much easier than you think. You're just going, A, you're going about it wrong, and B, you're the only thing holding yourself back from making 10K per month with editing. Now, I'm not going to give you some, wishy-washy advice where I'm like, to get certain tools, or to start getting my course, or, do whatever. But I think this is the one thing that stuck out to me most, was beliefs. And do you remember how I said earlier that this was the greatest feeling in the world? Well, it was because I had a huge belief in me where you couldn't make money from editing. And there I was, making money from editing. Even if it was like something as small as £7 or $10, it's like, it still broke a belief in me. And beliefs drive everything, and you don't quite realize it. So I want to show you how you can change, how you can divert your beliefs into success. You can literally manipulate your own beliefs however you want into success. Now, before I show you how to do that, I need to explain to you how they work. So I have something here called a belief scale. Now, how your beliefs work is every single time you think of something or experience something, you will stack a rock on a particular set of scales, and each scale will decide what you believe, right? They'll decide your beliefs. Let's talk about whether you believe it is easy to come across money or not. So I think money is scarce. That would go here. Money is abundant. It would go here. So if you were born rich, you are more likely to believe that money is abundant. Therefore, the scale would be heavier on this side, and you would be more likely to believe, you would have more beliefs, more rocks stacked towards this side, and you would say money is abundant. I can get money very easily. I could probably start up a side hustle right now and make thousands and thousands of dollars just like that, right? But if you were born poor, if you have parents that come from a poor country, or you live in a poor country yourself, and everybody around you, all your peers. So let's draw like a quick diagram, right? So we have, let's just make this white real quick. I'm going to show you how this works. There's 3 levels. So we have your beliefs. You have your peers' beliefs. So that's the people around you, family, friends, anybody that you talk to on the street even. And then you've got like the authority. So the government, the media, all these big sources of information, they are like the main people not controlling the narrative, but they are the main influence on your belief system. Now, like, I'm not here to tell you that you live in the Matrix. This is not that kind of video. I'm not here to tell you I'm not going to get into anything crazy. Like, I'm just telling you how beliefs are influenced first and foremost. So you have authoritative, you have peers, you have your very own beliefs, and it feeds. So let's say your parents watch something on the news. They say, I don't know, they see something on the news, right? Point is, first of all, so this is news TV. Let's just make an extra box. They watch something on the TV. The news makes a report that Jeff Bezos is broke, and all the billionaires in the world that we know are broke. And then your parents watch that, and they think, oh my god, wow, we are really all doomed if the people that we thought were good with money are actually terrible. There is some serious major economy collapse if every single billionaire we know are broke. This is going to shift everything. And then your parents and the people around you, they see that, and then they start telling you stuff like, save your money, don't do anything stupid, get a job, be safe, blah 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 blah, or whatever. So point is, like, there's authority, and then that goes down to your peers, and that goes down into you. But what if I told you that you could control your very own beliefs? So that way you block out all the opinions and the words of your peers and authority. So that way you can rewire your very own brain for success. And that sounds silly because I am a 19-year-old boy, and you're probably thinking, what does this kid know about beliefs and success? Well, I'm not. I'm not particularly successful. I'm not a millionaire. I'm, just recording a video in my bedroom because I'm having fun with it. But what I can tell you is that you're an editor and you want to have success with it, and I can tell you that I have that success. I know what it's like. Okay? So I'm not Jeff Bezos, no, but I'm just telling you what's helped me. So let's say, for example, somebody from your peers or authorities, or some sort of authoritative figure is telling you that making online money isn't real, it doesn't exist, and you should get a job because that is a safe way. So then you're going to start thinking, oh, if I need to be safe, then that means that money isn't very easy to come by. It is scarce. So then you start stacking rocks on this side of the scale. And then you'll start believing that money is more scarce than it is abundant. So now the scales tip. Okay? The scales tip. And now you believe that money is scarce, it is hard to come by, and it is not abundant. And you're going to have a lot of trouble trying to become successful in your life one day. But then you see some random guy on YouTube, you know, like I said, in his bedroom, talking about how he makes 10K per month from editing, and then he shows you all this stuff, and then you're like, why am I charging $20, $30, $50 from a video when I can be charging $1,000? Maybe money is not that scarce. Maybe it is a tiny bit more abundant. Okay? So then you start believing it is a bit more possible. And this is how the world works, and I know that for sure because the rich get richer because they are born into the world believing that it's easy to come by money, and a lot of the poor stay poor because they believe that the only way to become rich is by saving your pennies, and you know, it is going to be very difficult for you to come by it. And I know that for sure because my own parents told me that. My mum seems to believe that Jeff Bezos is a billionaire is because he counts his change, and I'm not even kidding. That is legitimately what she thinks. So I've heard it firsthand. But now I want to show you how you can use these beliefs into making more money from editing that you want. So these are some mistakes that you may be believing. These are some like beliefs you may have, but are secret mistakes and secretly destroying your entire career as you know it. So for example, you might have thought one time in your life that you need to switch niches because your current niche has no money in it. And what this does is this belief eventually forms into an action. You start acting on it. You start thinking to yourself, oh wait, I'm working in the gaming niche, but why should I work for gaming creators? You know, they have no money. I should work for finance creators in the finance niche, because if they talk about money, they must have money, right? So I'm going to start switching to that niche. So you start acting on that. And then that's what brings us to our action stage. So then what happens is you switch niche, you hit the reset button, you change, right? You try to start picking up clients from the finance niche instead. And then the result of that action is that this hardcore transition will end up with less momentum, fewer leads, and fewer paying clients. And that is almost guaranteed. Now, that's not because it's like a sheer fact. That is not law of nature. However, I know people myself that are very successful in their current niches that try to switch too late, but because they've built an entire brand around the niche itself, that is very difficult for them to switch, to jump into a whole different side of YouTube content and say, hey, I can edit for you. And it's like, I have not seen you edit a single video from my niche. Why should I trust you? Right? And then that tells you, that experience of not landing clients tells you that, it's not my niche's fault. It's just that editing in general has no money. So everyone that told me that you can make money from editing, they lied. Oh, I get it. It's not my fault. It's not the niche's fault. It's just that editing has no money. Okay. So then what this does is that it loops back into your beliefs. Now, that belief gets stronger and stronger and stronger until you just eventually quit. And there's more examples just like this. So I can't raise my prices because clients aren't willing to pay that much. Where have we seen this before? We've seen this here. We've seen this here, right? We've seen this before. Hell, we've even seen it here, okay? So, and that's only from my experience. You've probably had experiences like this for yourself. So then, what do you do about this? What kind of action follows? Well, you'll start avoid raising your prices. You won't raise your rates. You won't negotiate confidently. You'll just say, how about 100? 100? Oh, that's not good for you? I know. I wouldn't pay 100 for me either. How about 80? Oh, 70? Okay, I can do with 70. Okay. So you'll only start taking low-paying jobs. You won't speak confidently, and every single time that you state a price, you'll instantly collapse. You'll get cold feet, and you'll say, "No, I'm sorry. If you don't like that, we can go for a lower price." You break. What does that tell you? Well, no, what does that tell you? What results come out? What happens from that? Well, because you never tell yourself, "I'm gonna go up." The best you can do is stay where you are. But at some point you will dip. And then you'll dip. And then you'll dip and you'll dip and you'll dip. Okay? And then what does that tell you about yourself? What does that tell you about your current situation? Well, it just discourages price adjustments, right? You'll start charging lower and lower and lower until you start charging highlight rates. Now, what does highlight rates mean? Well, like I said from earlier, I used to work in the Fortnite highlights, not niche, but it was more so just like an entire different side of editing in general on Twitter. Now, what was wrong with this was that nobody understand how sales worked, how the client mindset worked. Nobody understand about any form of sales or marketing or branding or strategy at all. So it would get to the point where the biggest of big editors who would work with clients with millions and millions and hundreds of thousands of subscribers with millions in their pockets, these are millionaires that they were editing for, and they themselves, the editor, would have like 30, 40 to like 1,000 followers on Twitter. They would have a huge audience and they would be broke because the entire economy of editing would just collapse. Because what would happen is nobody would understand how it would work, and they'd start charging lower and lower and lower and lower until they would start editing for free. And then at that point, why are you editing for free? So now highlight editors could only work for like $2, $1, and that was me. I was one of them. I was just fighting for my life in this cesspool of editors that just wanted to get the client. At this point, they didn't even give a shit about making money. So then what does that tell you about editing? Well, it'll start reinforcing your beliefs that you can't make money in editing. I can't make money in editing. What do you do about it? You just don't make money from editing. What happens from that? You make zero progress. You make no money. And then what does that tell you? I should quit. And then you quit. Okay? And then you just go and do something else. And the worst part is, when you quit, that will now start installing a brand new belief. So let's say you quit editing. You don't quit. You don't edit any more videos. You start saying, I'm gonna go do drop shipping. I'm gonna do Amazon FBA. I'm gonna do TikTok or whatever. Like you go do something else. But because you quit on editing, you've installed the belief saying quitting is okay. It's not your fault. It's just that the niches don't have money. Like these side hustles, they don't have money. It's not your fault. It's okay to quit. So then you just quit and quit and quit and quit until you have to get a 9 to 5. And then you think to yourself, where did I go wrong? Well, think about your beliefs. Did you ever tackle your own beliefs? Did you ever think, yeah, I can do it. I believe in myself. No, you just quit. So another one is like, clients won't work with me, specifically me, because I'm not American. So what do you do about that? But you don't land clients because every single time you don't get a response, you're like, oh, it's because I'm not American. Or you don't focus on what's wrong with your business. There's a hole somewhere, right? Think about it. Imagine you had a bucket. Your business was a bucket. If there's a hole, you have to fix that. So that way, when you carry your water, it doesn't start leaking everywhere. There's a hole in your business. So instead of fixing it, you say it's just I'm not American. That's why. So you don't land clients, and then what happens from that? Zero progress, zero income, zero clients. What does that tell you? Well, it tells you make no money, and you just think, I'm gonna do a different side hustle. Ones where you don't have to be American, which is every single side hustle ever. So then that belief that people won't work with you because you're not American gets reinforced. And then the final one is, it's impossible to make 10K per month from editing. This Danny guy is a fraud. I should not be listening to him. He's a fraud. So then what do you do about that? well, you'll never make 10K per month. You could be the best editor, you could have the best branding, but if you don't start charging prices that gets you to 10K, if you don't start charging, that's as simple as I can put it. If you don't charge the price to get you to 10K, if you don't edit enough videos, if you don't believe in it, you will never ever even get close. So then what results from this? Well, you never make 10K, do you? Right? You'll just continuously make average money. You'll be so unbelievably underpaid. You could get better and better editing. You could enjoy it. You could have fun, and you could probably be a really good editor. But if you don't believe if you don't believe in the 10K, if you don't believe that it can ever happen for you, it'll never happen. And then next thing you know, you'll see people all around you, editors that are worse than you, editors that have less knowledge than you, getting those results, and you're like, how can they make that much money and I don't? Well, it's because they believe in it. They believe they could get to 10K per month and you didn't. So then what does that tell you? Well, that tells you that you can never make money from editing, like good money. So you're thinking, okay, I'm too good for this. I'm going to get an actual job because internet money is a myth. I might as well get a job, a contracted job somewhere. And then you're like, I'm going to get a 6-figure job from that. Because internet money is a myth. You can't make 10K per month. And then that reinforces it. That reinforces those beliefs. Okay? So let's just put it this way. Yes and no. So with any of these things, do you believe in them? Yes or no? Well, now every single time you repeat the cycle of beliefs to actions to results to feedback, back to beliefs, right? When we go back to beliefs, you'll stack more and more rocks, and then it will get heavier and heavier. And then it'll get to the point where when we're reviewing the rocks, when we're reviewing the bucket, it's tipped all the way like this, all the way. And then it's like you just never bother to change your beliefs because all the rocks are over here. Why isn't that changing? We have all the rocks over here. And there's nothing you can do about it because you simply just don't believe in your own journey. And that's okay. Like, look, I didn't even believe myself either. But I learned to believe. I looked back at every single victory. So when I would start charging like $10 for my first, okay, I moved to 15. And that made me realize that it made me realize that this belief was broken. I can make money. And then you go to 20. And then I did 20, right? And then I was like, okay, I can scale. I can actually make more money. And then when I went to 33 or 32, right? And that client told me I was charging too low. I was like, it's like there's no ceiling on this thing. I was making 50. And then I started making 200. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to play with this because I'm obviously wrong. Because whatever mind I have, whatever voice in my head is telling me that I can't make money from editing is obviously wrong, because it's gotten to the point where we jumped from 20 to 30 to 50 all the way to 200, right? So then I'm like, what is going on? It obviously is possible. I'm just going to ride the wave. So you know what I did? I rode the wave. 300, 400, 500, 700. And then by January, I want to say January 2023, or somewhere between there, maybe March. So March 2023, I got my first $1,000 video. And it only took me about fucking like 2 years. It took me 2 years to get there. And it took me a whole lot of not believing in order to actually get there. Don't make the same mistake. Think about this. Every belief you have is a scale of rocks. You just want to simply stack more rocks on the other side. So you can get to that beloved 10K per month that everybody wants to make. Bye.